We are talking with Jack Hinshelwood. He is with the Crooked Road and the Mountains of Music Homecoming. It's a wonderful bluegrass and folk event that Jack is going to tell us about. Jack, appreciate you coming on. Before we get to the Mountains of Music Homecoming, tell us about the Crooked Road. I know some folks have heard about it and maybe even been to some of the venues on the Crooked Road, but give us an overview of what it's all about.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate you having me on. I hope they have gotten a chance to come visit here. There's a lot of very significant traditional music venues in Southwest Virginia, like the Carter Fold, the birthplace of country music in Bristol, the Floyd Country Store, and they came up with the idea back in 2003, 2004 to connect all those places with a driving trail so that people could come and stay for longer periods of time and go to many events and many places that this music is presented and celebrated. And so now people come from across the country and all over the world really that love this kind of music. So we're talking about bluegrass and old time and balladry and gospel singing. It's very diverse. And, of course, this is the home of the Carter family and Jim and Jesse McReynolds and Ralph and Carter Stanley, the Stonemans and so forth. So there's just an incredible amount of musical history here that's still celebrated pretty much 365 days a year. We have 9 major venues and over 50 affiliated venues and festivals. So anytime people come to visit the music, 365 days a year, the music is going on in all sorts of places, from country stores to concert halls. So it's very accessible, and really what we try to do is help people access that. So we have a visitor guide that tells them what night, where to go to hear the music.
Yeah, it's a really neat concept, and for folks that don't know, it's such a wealth of music in that area and around Virginia in general, and this is a way to, as you said, Jack, put people in touch with it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but tell folks a little bit about the trail itself. In the east, we start over in Franklin County and Rocky Mount and Patrick County, some of those areas, and then it winds its way all the way through Southwest Virginia and then down into deep Southwest Virginia, right?
That's right. It basically, starting there in Rocky Mount in the east, it goes through those counties that border North Carolina heading west, all the way out to the farthest western county in Virginia, that has the Cumberland Gap in it. That's Lee County. And then it does a fish hook up and runs through the counties in Virginia that border on Kentucky. And it ends at a place called the Breaks Interstate Park, which is actually a park on the border of Virginia and Kentucky, and that's the final total 330 miles that people can travel and visit. Not only take in a lot of this music and all these places, but just a chance to ride through the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Cumberland Mountains, and it's incredibly scenic. There's lots of small, interesting places and people along the way that I think people that love seeing what's around the next bend of the road, they love exploring and taking road trips in particular. This is something that they really enjoy.
Yeah, it's not just a music tour. It's a tour of Virginia. It's a tour of America, really, when you think about it like that. Like you said, the scenery, the people, the food, all of the above. And one of the coolest things about it is you can take it piece by piece. You can go to a venue on a Friday night, or you can turn it into a week-long or a month-long excursion. And, gosh, you still may not see everything, even with a month. Tell us a website or where folks can get some more information on the Crooked Road Trail before we get to the Mountains of Music Homecoming.
Sure. That's www.thecrookedroad.org. Or, of course, if they're like me, I just typically use Google to search, and I just put in the Crooked Road, and you'll find our website pretty easily. Lots of information on there, videos of the music and the artists, information on the major venues and the affiliate venues, all kinds of hopefully good information that people can use to know what to expect when they come for a visit.
Well, an excellent time to visit would be during the Mountains of Music Homecoming. This is an event taking place at 57 different locations. And Jack, tell us more about the homecoming. I know it encompasses a lot of those Crooked Road locations, but it's even a little bit more than that, right?
Yes, absolutely. And let me clarify the dates of it. They're the June 8th to the 16th. So
Gotcha.
It's always a 9-day event from the Friday of the second weekend in June to the Saturday of the third weekend every year. This is the fourth annual. And this really is a 9-day period where every community in Southwest Virginia puts on their finery for people to enjoy, from heritage music to outdoor events, because there's over 70 cultural events that are part of the homecoming. Wine and craft beer tastings, river float trips, jam sessions, storytelling, quilting demonstrations, all of that sort of thing. And that's in addition to the Crooked Road concerts that we have in 24 different communities. So it really is, the way it's designed is to let people explore this whole region. It's not, having all the artists and all the people come to one town or one community. This is about an exploration of a pretty amazing and beautiful part of the state, where you can really get immersed in the culture here, both musically and otherwise, through these cultural events that we have. So it's it has a website as well. That's www.mountainsofmusichomecoming.com, or again, just Google searching Mountains of Music Homecoming. I'm sure folks would find it. And one of the best ways to keep abreast of all the activities that are going on is that we have an e-newsletter that you can sign up for on the website. And then, of course, we have a Facebook page where we have a lot more information about the artists and the events that are happening. So those are good places just to get connected, and people can explore and find out what the homecoming events are all about. And again, they take place in over 40 communities over the 9 days. So it really is an amazing time to experience the Crooked Road and experience this particular region.
Yeah, what a great way to celebrate and experience the culture down there, the culture of Virginia, and as I said, even America beyond that. It's a great concept. Any ideas? I mean, I'm sure how did the concept get started? Who came up with the ideas, and then how'd you guys get the ball rolling on this Mountains of Music Homecoming?
Well, we had done some Crooked Road festivals in individual communities, and we thought, we'd need to move that around. So because we work in a 19-county, 4-city, over 50-town region, and we're trying to work for and benefit all of those communities, help them celebrate their traditional music. And we realized, it'd take us centuries to get to everybody with an individual festival. So the concept of having an event that included every community over a specific period of time would be a great way to have people come experience the Crooked Road. So we knew we wanted to highlight not just the music, but the cuisine of the region and the outdoor recreation, the history, all of these things. So we actually got online and started looking at are there other events that are going on anywhere, and we actually found one that we ultimately saw and realized, wow, this is very much what we would like to do, and that was a festival in Canada. It's called Celtic Colors. Happens every October. And it takes place in Cape Breton Island, and it's island-wide, so all the communities there. And they also have a unique musical heritage there. This is where people of Scottish heritage settled over many, many generations. And so they have a very strong Scottish music tradition there. And so every October, for 9 days also, they celebrate that. And so there's lots of parallels there, and we got in touch with those folks, and they helped us very much, and we actually brought a great Cape Breton group here our very first year of our homecoming, sort of as a thank you to them, because they'd been so helpful in sharing what they had learned over probably 17 years at that time. And anyway, ours, we tried to figure out what would work in our region, and things we could do that are, that are different. And so, but there's a lot of similarities there, and it all came from wanting to do something that was truly regional in the scope, and finding that it was nice to know that somebody else had successfully made this sort of concept work. And so here we are in our fourth year, and it's been just a great experience. It's really knitted our communities and people and organizations together, because they all come together once a year, to work on something in common, and it's been great for that. And so we're hoping we can have fun this year, and look forward to our 5th annual in 2019. And it's fun to celebrate all the people who love this region, who live here and want to share it with people. This is a great time of year to be able to do that, and I think that's what people here who live here actually enjoy about the homecoming, because it's really about them. I call it a celebration of all the communities in this region, and this is a chance for them to really shine and share with people the things that they're most proud of.
Yeah, it's a really great concept. Back to the music for a moment here, Jack. I know when you and I talked before, you said you've pretty much always been a bluegrass fan. You kind of grew up with this music. Talk about your love for the music, and then your love for the region in general.
Right. So I grew up around Christiansburg area in Montgomery County, near Virginia Tech, and lived in Shawsville, Virginia for many years, right down the mountain from Christiansburg. And so I was actually a teenager before I really discovered traditional music and realized, oh my gosh, it's all around us here, both old time and bluegrass, and was involved in the 1970s with a wonderful old time and traditional music and dance scene in Montgomery County, in Christiansburg and Blacksburg and so forth. And so that's where I really got interested in it. Started going to fiddlers' conventions, which are gatherings of amateur musicians, and they have fiddle contests, which that sort of thing dates back to the 1700s, actually, which is pretty interesting. But they're great gathering places where young people learn from accomplished masters of music. It's a place where the oral tradition really continues very strong, of music being passed down to younger generations in that oral tradition. And so I got just sort of hooked on it through that, and I've played for 40-some years, and so I love the music, and this is my home, and I love the place, love the mountains, so that's kind of my story.
I think it's a pretty good story. You've got the passion for this area and the music as well, and it certainly shows. And hopefully, some folks will come out to the Mountains of Music homecoming and share some of that passion with you. Tell us one more time. Give us some places they can get some information on the homecoming, and urge them one more time maybe to get out there, Jack.
Sure. So the primary website is mountainsofmusichomecoming.com. There's actually 4 bluegrass and old-time music festivals that are part of the homecoming. So people that love festivals can get a taste of that, and they also get to go to these interesting communities and share intimate concerts really with some of their favorite performers and folks, no doubt folks that they've probably never had a chance to see or hear before, or maybe don't know yet, because these concerts are by the people who, in many cases, the people who live here, and these are the people who carry these traditions that we celebrate here. So this is about coming and experiencing the music of this place. You can't really separate the two, and so this is a great chance for them to really appreciate what Virginia's mountain music is all about. And they've got tickets they can get online at that website, and we have advance tickets available through May 31st, advance price tickets. And I'd love to mention the wonderful sponsors that we couldn't do this without, like Food City and Blue Ridge Beverage, the Appalachian Regional Commission, the Virginia Commission for the Arts, and the National Endowment for the Arts are both wonderful sponsors. Tobacco Region Revitalization Commission is a great sponsor, and Virginia Tourism, they do Virginia's for Lovers, of course, and Department of Housing and Community Development. All those folks are instrumental in our being able to celebrate all these communities and have folks come visit and go to these concerts. And if they'd like, we have a special feastable series of culinary events where we pair master chefs with master musicians in some of these historic communities that have great stories they want to share. So those are a very interesting and fun part of the homecoming as well. So all of that's on, Mountains of Music Homecoming.com.
Great stuff, Jack. We really appreciate it. Jack Henschel-Wood, he's with the Mountains of Music Homecoming and the Crooked Road. Bluegrass fans, you got to get out there to the homecoming. You might even see Jack dancing in front of one of the stages, right?
They might. I wouldn't want them to be scarred for life.
Well, they can just look away. They can look in the other direction or something like that. Well, Jack, you were kind enough to share some selections, some songs from some previous Mountains of Music homecoming concerts. A couple of these are on the CDs that you guys have that will be available at all the events, and I think our Bluegrass fans are really going to enjoy these. Take a listen, and remember to check out the Crooked Road and the Mountains of Music homecoming.
Get your guitar and your bass, and you better get a banjo. Get your fiddle, mandolin, get ready to go. We're gonna have a big time singing songs, telling tales, make some music on the old crooked trail. Playing music on the old crooked trail. From Clipwood to Floyd and back again. Let the mountain music ring through the hills and through the dells, playing music on the old crooked trail. Get your auto juice out, Dawson Springs and Warrensburg. Get your friends and anybody who wants to go. You forget about your telephone, forget about your mail, making music on the old crooked trail. Playing music on the old crooked trail. From Clipwood to Floyd and back again. Let the mountain music ring through the hills and through the dells, playing music on the old crooked trail. Through the heart of Shenandoah, through the mountains. Cricket Trail, from Clintwood to Floyd and back again. Let the mountain music ring through the hills and through the dales, playing music on the old Cricket Trail. Let the mountain music ring through the hills and through the dales, playing music on the old Cricket Trail.
Sorrow with no one to care for me, Lord, no one to care for me. My mother ran way off and left us. My daddy died when I was 2. My brothers both tried to raise me, but that war it took them too. That awful war it took them too. Well, they put me to work in Turley coal mine, pick and shovel in my hands. Life don't offer many choices, you must do the best you can. I was much too young to be a man. City woman, and I loved her with all my heart and soul. But a rich talking man stole her from me, took my heart and left an empty hole. Oh, destroyed this mountain boy's soul. And then I found she took my unborn young one, my child never to be seen. Another piece of mountain heartache, causing torture deep inside me. I'm so lonesome, oh Lord, help me. Y'all having fun yet? Creeping o'er me, just waiting to take away my pain. Those trials and troubles will be over, for heaven's reward I'll gain when Jesus calls out this mountain boy's name.